With the transfer window coming to an end shortly, a lot of news has been pouring through as the boys look to make some last-minute deals happen. We will discuss all of this in today's video, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic have officially ended their interest in go-ahead Eagles winger Jacob Broom after failing to land the Danish star earlier in the summer. The Hoops submitted 3 bids for the 21-year-old throughout the window, but none were accepted by the Dutch club, who have stood firm on their valuation. Now, following Celtic's disappointing Champions League exit, it's been confirmed that Broom will not be heading to Glasgow this window. According to reports in the Netherlands via Sunsport, Celtic will not return for the winger before the deadline. A £2 million release clause in Broom's contract is due to become active next summer, which may leave the door open for future interest. Celtic have since turned their attention elsewhere, with a deal close for Royal Antwerp's Michel-Ange Balikwisha and talks ongoing with Hammarby for Sebastian Tonekti. Teltsar here understands that an initial offer for Tonekti has already been rejected. It does seem like Broom is someone that Celtic might have moved for if they had got into the Champions League. With Brendan Rodgers keen to strengthen his wide options, Broom had been considered a top target, but the club are now moving in a different direction as the window enters its final stretch. Now for the main story with the transfer window closing on Monday night, Celtic are juggling potential incomings and outgoings, and one surprise name has emerged on the exit list. Reports from journalist Alan Nixon claim Swansea City are considering a move for Adam Eder before the deadline. On the surface, the deal looks unlikely due to the current lack of proven strikers. He was supposed to be the man to lead the line, offering power and presence up top. Instead, his form has dipped badly, with supporters questioning whether the club have a reliable number 9 to spearhead the attack. Celtic currently have numbers in the forward department, but the lack of a natural leader among the strikers is obvious. Kyogo has been gone for 8 months and has still not been replaced. If Swansea's interest is serious, Celtic would only entertain discussions if Brendan Rodgers could secure another striker before the window slams shut. With Balikwisha and Saraki expected to be announced imminently, further work is being done behind the scenes to strengthen them. Moving Ida on without a proper replacement would leave Celtic dangerously short of firepower and is a non-starter. For now, it feels more like Swansea is testing the waters rather than a concrete transfer in the making, but the mere suggestion highlights the uncertainty surrounding Ida's role. Celtic cannot afford to go into the second half of the season without a reliable focal point. If the Irishman does depart, it would be a major admission from the club that their summer gamble has backfired. The next few days will tell whether this story has legs or if it remains just another late window rumour. In other news, Michel-Ange Balikwisha is on the verge of becoming Celtic's latest signing after completing a medical in London ahead of a £5 million move from Royal Antwerp. The 24-year-old winger is expected to finalise the paperwork on a long-term contract when he arrives in Glasgow, with only the final formalities now standing between him and an official unveiling as a Celtic player. Royal Antwerp winger Michel-Ange Balikwisha has completed a medical in London ahead of his £5 million move to Celtic. It's understood the 24-year-old is due to finalise the paperwork on a long-term contract when he arrives in Glasgow. Balikwisha has been on Celtic's radar throughout the summer and for a good while before that, with the club identifying him as a key attacking target as they look to add much-needed depth and quality to the wide areas. His arrival would be seen as a significant boost for Brendan Rodgers, who has repeatedly made clear his desire for reinforcements out wide. The Belgian international has already featured this season for Antwerp, scoring once in 4 appearances before talks with Celtic ramped up. His versatility, ability to beat defenders and eye for goal are all traits Celtic have lacked at times, particularly in high-pressure fixtures. Once the paperwork is completed and registration processed, Balikwisha is expected to be available for selection, but as the days tick by towards Sunday, he may have to wait until after the international break to make his Celtic debut. In other news, Hayato Inamura's time at Celtic appears to be heading for an early pause, with the club officially making the Japanese left-back available for loan just a month after his arrival. Record Sport reports that the 25-year-old, who signed from J1 League side Albirex Niigata, has been listed on Transfer Room, an online platform clubs use to advertise player availability, with Celtic seeking a temporary move that would see his £6,000 a week wages fully covered. Inamura made his competitive debut last week in the 3-0 win over Livingston, playing the full 90 minutes. However, manager Brendan Rodgers had already made clear his reservations about the defender's readiness to compete at Celtic's level, especially from a defensive standpoint. Rodgers remarked, "It's very easy. He's not quite at the level as of yet that I would expect. We also need a player who can defend, and we're hoping that over the couple of years, with experience and with maybe a loan, that can take place. But at this very moment, that's why he's not in the squad." Rodgers referenced games against lower-level opposition like Cork City and Queen's Park as examples of where Inamura looked comfortable, but noted that the demands of top-tier European football, citing Barcelona's Lamine Yamal as a benchmark, are a different standard entirely. While a loan move was always a possibility when Inamura joined, the club's active push to secure one so soon suggests Celtic believe first-team opportunities will be limited this season, especially with the imminent arrival of left-back Marcelo Saraki. Where Inamura ends up remains to be seen, but Celtic's preference is clearly for him to gain experience elsewhere before reassessing his place at Parkhead. Lastly, Celtic's Europa League involvement has once again thrown the domestic fixture schedule into flux, with 4 home Premiership games now looking likely to be rescheduled due to the Thursday-Sunday turnaround the competition demands. The first fixture under threat is the visit of Hibernian, currently set for Saturday, the 27th of September. That game could yet remain on the Saturday, but only if UEFA allocates Celtic's European clash for the Wednesday night slot during matchday 1 of the group stage. Otherwise, it will be bumped to Sunday. A week later, Celtic are due to host Motherwell at Parkhead on Saturday, 4th of October. That comes just 2 days after matchday 2 in the Europa League, making a Sunday switch almost inevitable. Kilmarnock's visit on Saturday, the 8th of November, also looks set to move. The Hoops will be in action on matchday 4 just 48 hours earlier, meaning the league fixture will require adjustment to comply with recovery times. The final home match likely to be affected is Falkirk at the end of January. Set for Saturday, the 31st of January, it falls just 2 days after matchday 8 and could also be postponed entirely if Celtic reach the final of the Premier Sports Cup. Celtic will also see Hearts away on the 25th of October, Hibs away on the 29th of November, Falkirk away on the 13th of December, and Hearts away on 24th of January, all moved to Sundays. This disruption comes at a time when Celtic fans are already enduring a lengthy spell without a home game. With a run of away fixtures and the international break, supporters won't return to Celtic Park until that scheduled Hibs match on the 27th of September, more than a month since the last home outing. Balancing European competition and league fixtures is nothing new, but with a squad already under scrutiny and points to prove, it's a test Brendan Rodgers and his players will have to meet head-on. What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.